Just put a little coffee in the milk. Thank you.
Okay, you're on.
All right, thank you. We actually are on the bottom of Chav Zayin Beis, Masech Shabbos. Should be a schus for Fuah Shlema, for Shlomo ben Esther Rachel, and what's his name? Is it Rafal Nachum ben Rishka? Rafal Nachum ben Rishka. Yeah, they added a name. So we're on the bottom of Chav Zayin Beis. And that which comes from a tree, right, which grows from the ground as a tree, it is not matami tumas oilim. In other words, and we explained that to me, it doesn't mean that it doesn't pass along tuma like an ohel, that it does. But the ohel itself, the tent itself, does not become tamei. However, only pishtin, only flax, that as an ohel, not only does it, spread out the tuma, but it itself becomes tamei. And where do you know that from? So on the bottom line of Chav Zayin Beis. So Amar Rab Elazar, Amar Rab Elazar. So Gomar oil Mishkan. We learned over there Gezer Shav of oil from Mishkan. So Ksifach, it says over here Zayis Hatayra Adam Ki Yamas Ba'oil. It says over here by Tumas Oilim. It says Zayis Tras Adam Ki Yamas Ba'oil. Ksif Hasan says over there. The pasuk says Vayifros Esa Oil Al Mishkan, and they spread out the oil by the Mishkan. They spread out the oil on the Mishkan. So we'll soon see that which is connected, that which was all together, which was covered. There was different layers of the Mishkan. The bottom layer was nutz shalizim. It was hairs from goat, and on top of that was different hides. But there was different levels. But it calls over here. Vayipros says oil. It calls it an oil. Refers to an oil, that which is covering. Okay, so the covers were referred to as an oil. So malahol and shalpishtin oil, just like over there by the case in the Mishkan, it was flax, and it's called oil. Afkan shalpishtin oil. So it's over here in the case of being matami tumas oilim. So anything which is flax is matami tumas oilim. Okay, we have an answer. So the Gemara says, wait 1 second. Just like over there, it was spun and it was folded in as by six strings. So it's over here. In other words, not just regular flax. It has to be especially spun and then woven and folded over. It's in six. So tamalay, right? Therefore, no. The word says no. Oil, reba. It says the word oil twice to include it. No, to include flax that wasn't spun and couple above. See, oil reba. So if oil is a ribu, if it's an inclusion, I feel call mili nami. Say they should include all materials should become tame as an oil case. Why is there Gezer Shava? Gezer Shava must teach you something. So therefore, the Gezer Shava of oil goes ahead and comes to teach you that even something made of flax becomes tame. Just like something in any other materials, metallic or whatever it is, or cloth or whatever. So the aim of malol and krushim, afkan krushim. So we see over there by krushim, even though the crushing the boards, right? They were also called part of the mishkan. It was called mishkan. So it says over here we include the word mishkan and oil together. So maybe even krushim should be mitame tumas oilim. Amar krav v'asisa krushim lemishkan. So the Gemara says, no, it's two different things. The krushim is not the Mishkan, because it says over there, you should make krushim for the Mishkan. So Mishkan, kri Mishkan, and the ain't krushim, kri Mishkan. So we see Dafka, the Mishkan was called Mishkan. Only things, the covers were called Mishkan, but the krushim, the pillars, those were not. So it says over there, what do you mean? You put the cover on top of the oil. Right, and the cover over there was referring to the hides that went on. And it says over there, you make hides to the Mishkan. So it sounds like that which we learned before, the Ohel Mishkan. So, and therefore it's Matami Tumas Oilim. So if that's the case, then hides should not be Matami Tumas Oilim, because it says make the Michse, make the hides to the oil. So it sounds like that hides are not included in the word oil. Hakanami Michse lo yikra oil. So we say over here that the Michse is not called oil. Ella had the boy Rabbi Elazar. Rabbi Elazar says, or behema tmeya. Mahu sheitame ba'oil ames. So it says, Rabbi Elazar, that or the hemetzmeo, a non-kosher hide, a non-kosher animal is hide, right? What is halacha? Is there matame tumas oil ames or not? So hashta or behema tayr lo mitame or behema tmeya mibai. Understand? If you just suggested that the hides, which is called a michzeh, is not matame tos oilim, so why did Rabbi Elazar ask a kasha about hides of a non-kosher animal? If we see that, what about the hides of the kosher animal, right? So why was he asking only non-kosher animals? So obviously, by the fact that he asked about non-kosher animals, it must be that avada, the kosher animals, is matame tumas oilim. So the Gemara says no. Shani Hasim the Hada Adre Kra the Chsiv over there. No, it says over there it's different because it goes back. The pasuk says V'naso Sirius Hamishka Ves Oil Moed Michzehu uMichzeh Hatachash. It says over there, and they carried the Urias Hamishkan and the Oil Moed and the cover of the Tachash. So Asher Allah, that was on it. So Makish Eliyah Tachton. So it made a comparison between the flax and the two different covers. Ma tachton kuriyel, af elyon kuriyel. Just like the bottom one was called the ohel that we said before, the flax was called the ohel. So to the top one, the animal hides, the kosher animal hides, those are called the ohel. So therefore, that's included also in becoming tamei, and therefore also we say kosher animal hides are included in being called an ohel, and therefore if something is an ohel, then it not only does it spread tuma below it, but it also itself becomes tamei. Or behema tameya mahu sheita tumas ayla. So the hide of a non-kosher animal, what is the halacha there? Is it matami toas ayla or not? So the Gemara says, "Mike, we boil it." I understand the question. Amar Rav Barava tachasheba me Moshe. Can we boil it? So he's really asking because it says there what hides are on there. So the Torah mentions it was the hides of a tachash, right, type of animal. So basically, we're asking. So if the tachash was a kosher animal, that only kosher animals are matami tosel, because you don't know anywhere from non-kosher animals. But if the tachash was a type of animal that is not a kosher to eat, so therefore we see that since that was a hide, that therefore through the gzera shava of oil, that was called an ohel. So therefore we would say that the tachash, even though it's not kosher, right, would be matami tosel. So really what they're asking is Amar Ravada, Rabbi Rava, tachash eba me Moshe, can we boil it? Tamei haya Torah haya. Was it tamei or was it Torah? So I'm Rav Yaisi mighty boile. I don't understand the question. Tanina, we learn over there. Lo huchshu lo malachas shemaim elo or behema Torah bilvan. Right? Nothing should be put to use for malachas shemaim for the purpose of serving. So obviously, right, which is a halacha for us now. We'll soon have to go apply it later on, but. So obviously for the Mishkan, they didn't go ahead and use non-kosher animals. So obviously it was the hides from the kosher animals. So therefore it's dafka kosher animals. And if something was not kosher, it would not be matame to his oil. So Mesiv Rabbi Zakasha says Rabbi Huda Imer Shnei Mechsais Hayu Achas Shal Oros Elim Adamim V'Achas Shal Oros Tachashim. So over there, now as I mentioned before, there was one level on top that was linen. And then the next one on top was made from goat hair, and then on top of that was the hides of the tachash, right? It was a third level. So the question is, actually, was it 3 levels or was it 4 levels? We'll soon see. So it says Rabbi Huda. He says there were actually 2 covers on top. One was the hides of a ram, right? That was reddened, right? I guess reddened hides of rams. The other one was the hides of this animal, which was a tachash. We'll soon see. We'll explain that on what the animal is. No, it was really one. It was like the Tala. Which is sort of like cats, right? It's small. Now, kamin tal ilan haya sheyesh boy gvanim harbe v'loy tal ilan, right? It's like it, the fact that it's spotted and then it's different colors and because they combine the hides together. However, it's not like the tal ilan the ila hasam tamei v'achatar, because over there that spotted cat, whatever it's a leopard or whatever it is a non-kosher animal, is a tamei animal, and over here is tar. And Amar Rav Yosef, the word says Ihachi. So Hainu Targinan Sasgoina Shesas begavin harbe. Now that's the reason why it's called the targum for it is sasgona, which means many colors. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a spotted animal, but rather it means that there's many colors because perhaps the mixture, the combination of the hides. And Rava says, or behemoth tmeya dematami veil hames mehacha. He says, no, you're asking about a non-kosher animal, is its hides mitami tumas oil or not? So you learn from over here, the Tanya, you learn in Brisa, or it says over there, where's the Vav? I think this is going on, I think this is by Matzora. So it says over there, or. It says over there, hi. It says, oh, or. And then it says, oh, the actual word, oh. So what does that come include? So riba or behemoth tmeya. It includes over there by a Matzora. So for a non-kosher animal, the non-kosher animal can also become tameh. The shalak will be on Kohen, and also even after the Kohen sees it, if there is tuma, if there is tsaras on it, it becomes tameh. Right, katzatz mekulon, and person, let's say he takes combination of different hides, the yasachas man, puts it all together, and becomes, and it has tsaras minayin tamalei. The word says oy b'chol melachas or. Says are there any sort of melachas or? So you see all the hides together, kosher, non-kosher, all together is matami. So you see that behemoth tmeya is matami by tumas by metzora. So in other words, and let's learn tumas oil from Matzora. Just like Matzora, non-kosher animal is tameh, so too, if an ohel is made from materials from a hide of a non-kosher animal, it should become tameh. So Gemara says, no, maybe you can ask a question. Maybe by Matzora, we're more machmir. Because by Nagayim, even if something which is woven, right, the shesi, the woof and the warp, right, which are not complete complete garments, nevertheless they are matame, but it's not tame by tumas oilim. So maybe there's a chumrah by nagaim by tsaras, and since there's a chumrah by tsaras, maybe there's also another chumrah by tsaras that applies to non-kosher animals. So Ella Gemara says, no, come from Shratzim. Let's learn from Shratzim, right? Let's learn from the tuma of the Shemona Shratzim, from the creepy crawlers. They're tummy, but they're dead. The time of the Brisa, or it says, or by Shratzim, ainly yellow, or behemoth tahir. I only know by a kosher animal. So or behemoth tmeya minai, and how do you know that also matami behemoth tmeya minai and tamalom? Where it says or to include a behema, to go ahead and include a behema tmeya. So therefore we see that behemoth tmeya is included by shvasim. So just like behemoth tmeya, right, non-kosher animals. So to it could be a non-kosher animal. So the Gemara says, I viklam mivrach mal shvasim shachem etam b'kodasha. No, maybe there's a chumrah by shvasim by the fact that it becomes all it has to be is the size of a lentil, and it'll be matame. So maybe that's the chumrah there. So negaim yochicha. So okay, so tzaras, right? Disproves that because tzaras chazra din so in other words, that the Nagaim has qualifications that Shratzim have. The Shratzim have qualifications. Sha'or Tamei Behen. The Isa Sha'or Tamei Behen. The Asa or Behemoth Tameya or Behemoth Torah. So over there, the of the oil mace Sha'or Tamei Bo. Right, the nasaba or behemoth tmeya or behemoth Torah. And over there, then so too will say that no, that also a non-kosher animal is just like a kosher animal, that they're both tamei. Also in the case of oil mace, Gemara says no. You can ask no. There's something, but those two have unique more than a tumas oil, right? Because ice, both those are pachas mekazayis, less than a kazayis. In other words, in the case of sheretz, right? Tumas sheretz. So that is matama even at the size of a lentil. In the case of Nagayim, it's the size of a gris, which are both less than a kayis, which is required for the matame tumas oil. So rather, Rabbi Banish has his own answer, his own source, right? Because Ella Amarava me Barnish. Asya, right? So turn the pages. So it says Asya. We can learn from a kavachemer from the hairs that are plucked from a goat. That those hairs are not matami by negayim, matami by nevertheless they are matami by olames, as we learn by the case of the Mishkan. So or behemoth tmeya shematami by negayim ain't a din shematami by olames. So the hides of a non-kosher animal, which are tummy by Nagayim, certainly they are matame by, certainly they should be matame by Olam Meis, which would answer our question. So in other words, according to Rabbi Barnish, so we learned from the hairs of a goat. The Allah Hadatani Rav Yosef. If that's the case, so that which Rav Yosef taught. Right? Go back to what he said, so he said before, if that's the case, and therefore we learn out. So the whole point of saying they had nothing to do with whether a tachash was tahor or was a kosher animal or not. In case when you're doing something for malachas shemayim, you should only use a kosher animal. What does that come to do? If we weren't learning any halachas of tumas oil over there, so what does that have to do with the Mishkan? What does that have to do with us nowadays? What's halacha come and teach us? So lamai hilchasa letfilin. So for tefillin, in other words, your tefillin should be made only come from a kosher animal. So Gemara says tefillin behedjik sibu. What I mean tefillin we learn in Fedish. It says lamanti taras Hashem beficha. It says that taras Hashem will be beficha in your mouth. So mina mutter beficha. In other words, that which you make your tefillin should only be something that's mutter in your mouth, only from a kosher animal. Ella le'ayran. So it must be the hides. Maybe the hides that are used for tefillin should be for kosher animals. Tefillin halach l'moshe Sinai. The shin that protrudes from the tefillin is a halach l'moshe Sinai. So if the halach l'moshe Sinai, that should be a shin there. So obviously, the halach l'moshe Sinai also includes that shin should be from a kosher animal. In other words, that the hides that are discussed by tefillin are also halach l'moshe Sinai. You can't just go ahead and include. You teach us that it's melech shemayim. So ela lekarchem b'sara and l'tayfam begidin. Maybe it means to wrap them right in their hair that comes from kosher animals, and to tie them with sinews from kosher animal. Tefillin should be square as halach l'moshe Sinai. And then nikarcham b'saran of the tvaras begid, and also they should be wrapped in their hairs and also tied with their sinews from kosher animals. All halacha l'moshe Sinai. So what is the halacha that you're teaching me that you have to use from a kosher animal by tefillin? So el straps, the straps of tefillin. That's not that we don't necessarily know that has to be from kosher animal. So that's what Rav Yosef was teaching us, that kol lo hukshem al shemaim ela or behema tahara is really a halacha teaching us by these straps of tefillin. So it says I b'halma Rabbi Yitzchak retzuas shechayras halacha l'moshe Sinai. The tefillin strap is a halacha l'moshe Sinai. It says you're right. Need the gemir shechayras. Yes, you're right. We do learn that they have to be black. Taharis mi gemiri. But the fact that it has to go ahead and be from a kosher animal, that we don't know. So that only comes from that din of Rav Yosef. So, period. What is our conclusion with the tachash that was used, the hides of the animal that was used to cover the Mishkan? Sheba ben Moshe, that was during the days of Moshe. Amar be'eloi, Amar Moshe ben Shimon Lakish, you have a Shimon Lakish. The tachash that was used in the days of Moshe Rabbeinu for the Mishkan was its own unique species. We don't have it like the Chamin, and however the Chamin did not agree what it was, what type of animal it was. Min chayahi, who if it was a wild animal, imin behema, or if it was a domesticated animal. The Karen achas haisalo the mitzvah, and it had one horn, right, on its forehead, right, sort of like a unicorn, right. Time this animal came upon Moshe, right, he found it, and he made for the minhas, and it was hidden away.
Does anybody else have any problems?
By the fact that he gives us this quality, this truth, we must say.
Can everybody hear him?
No, it's very choppy today. It's very choppy today. Yeah, it's not great today.
The whole time.
Rabbi, check your router.
Most of the time.
It's an extension one.
Yeah, you're freaking up.
Right there, one second. Hold on one second. Who's on?
Check your internet. Check if anyone in your house is watching right now. Maybe.
It's not even the Super Bowl, so why should
Is
it
this
be
better? Huh? Is this any better or no? Is this?
Yes, better.
This
should be okay now.
You're frozen.
All right. All right. Well, let's try this.
Get off the Wi-Fi and just.
Yeah, you're choppy still.
I'm still choppy.
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Sorry about that. We'll go on and I'll have to figure out maybe moving forward. All right, we'll see. I'll see the messages. If you guys see the messages, it's, someone types it or something because when they first come up. Anyway, so we were discussing this animal. So it gives us this, I don't know if it's like a historical fact. It tells us that it had one horn. So what's the reason why the Torah tells us that Takash had one horn? So it must be similar to another famous one-horned animal, which was the ox that Adam Rishon offered. Karen Achas Haisel B'mitzcho. It had one horn also on its head. Shnamar, the pasuk says, "V'titev Hashem mishor par makrin mafris." Right. Then right, it was good. Right, Hashem was pleased. Right, from the shore that was offered. It was a par that was horned and hoofed. So makrin tarti mashon. What it means horn sounds like it has two horns. So Amar Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak don't read a makrin, rather mikaren from its horn. Ksiv. So why don't we go? Says v'lisha minei demin behemahu. Let's learn over there that just like that animal which had one horn was an ox, right, and therefore it was a behema, it was a domesticated animal. So to the tachash was also a domesticated animal. So the Gemara says no. Kevan the ika keresh. There is an animal called the keresh. Demin chayahu, right, which is similar to a deer. The less lay elachada keren only has one horn. Ika lememer min chayu. Then it must be that perhaps it's also a min chaya and not necessarily a min behema, and therefore is inconclusive whether this tachash, whether it was a kosher animal, but as to whether it was something which had one, whether it was a chaya or a behema. Naya Mishnah.
Wait, Yoel. What's that? So what's the maskana of the Gemara is regarding to the behema tmeya?
The behema tmeya we learned out. So Rav Barnish learned out in the end from Mitzvah Shel Izit that just like the hairs of the goat were called from an animal, and we know that is from a kavachomer from and those is a kavachomer from tsaras. So too over here, and by tsaras that's matame non-kosher animals. So too oil is also matame from non-kosher animals. The hides itself become tame. Yeah. All right. Mishnah. So Mishnah says, Psilas habeged shekifla havava. So you have wicks that were from a garment. So you had a garment basically that was a small beged, a small piece of cloth. We'll soon see it was 3x3 tzbos. It was folded over, but it wasn't burned. It wasn't singed. So it was just folded over. So Rabbi Eliezer says it's still a beged, as we'll soon see, and therefore it's still considered a beged, which is 3x3. Right, and therefore it's matame. You're not allowed to go ahead and light it on Shabbos. We'll soon see in the Gemara. Why not? And Rabbi Akiva Omer tahira. No, it's tahira. It's no longer beged. It's a wick. It doesn't become wicks. Don't become tame. So therefore it's tahira. And you're allowed to go ahead and use it as a wick on Shabbos. So the Gemara says, I understand by tuma, as I sort of mentioned when I read the Mishnah. But Pligi, the Rabbi Eliezer holds that folding it over is nothing. We'll say kamaisa kaimi, and it's still considered a beged as it was originally. Rabbi Akiva Sav and Rabbi Akiva holds that kifol moil, that folding it over does basically lose its status as a beged. Ubatli bata, and therefore it's mevatel. So elei nahalaka, but my Pligi, what's this machlokas by whether or not you're allowed to light this garment, this psilas beged? So Amar Rabbi Elazar, Amar Rabbi Yishia, V'chein, Amar Rabbi Ada Barabba. Hacha beGimel al Gimel Mitzum Tzois Askina. Over here, we're talking about a garment, right? Cloth that was 3 etzbos, exactly 3 etzbos by 3 etzbos. Ubi Yontif Shechali Yosef Shabbos Askina. We're talking about a Yontif, right? That occurred on Friday, like this year by us, and you're lighting for Shabbos, and you're lighting those. The Kuli Alma and also the Kuli Alma is Rabbi Yehuda. Everyone holds like Rabbi Yehuda. The Amar Masikin, the Kalim, Masikin, Mashivah Kalim. You're allowed to go ahead and light utensils, right? Kalim on Shabbos or on Yontif, right? But you can't light Shivra Kalim. You can't use broken, right, utensils or garments. Why is that? Because if they were broken on Shabbos or on Yontif, then it's considered to be Neilad. Then it's considered to be born. And if something is noilad on that day, if it just came into creation on that day, it's considered to be muksa. So therefore, if something is considered to be a shivrei keli, it can be a broken keli or a new something, right? Broken. Then it's muksa. You can't go ahead and light it. And so that was Rabbi Huda. And the Kuliyama also everyone else the Islahu, the Ula, everyone else holy Ula, Damar Ula, Hamalik Tzach Sheyalik B'Roiv Hayayitze. The one who goes and light, he has to light the whole thing, or at least the majority that's sticking out. So therefore, he has to light it. Now, what's his machlekes here? Rabbi Yezer Saver Kipol Einamaya. Rabbi Yezer holds, as we said earlier, that bending it over doesn't do anything. It's still considered a beged. The kaven the alik vapor, so havile shaver keli. And once you go ahead and light the first part of it, remember we said you had to light most of the wick. So once you light the first part of it, it's already considered to be a broken shiver keli. So therefore, since it's shiver keli, it's now considered to be noilad. It's considered to be born or become a shiver keli, a broken kli on yontif, and therefore it's muksa, and you can't go ahead and light it. And therefore, when he's lighting, he's lighting a shiver keli, which is muksa, and therefore it should be also to light it up, to light it. Rabbi Kiva Savar, and Rabbi Kiva holds that what? Kifel Mayil. No, bending it over does help. The Ein Torah's Kli Alav, and it's not considered a Kli. In other words, once I fold it on Erev Shabbos or Erev Yontif, it's no longer considered to be a Kli. And therefore it's not considered a Kli. When I begin to light it and it begins to be burned, it's not considered to be a Shivra Keli because it wasn't a Kli in the beginning. And therefore when I'm lighting, I'm lighting like a piece of wood. And Amar Rav Yosef, that's why it says over there, Gimel Tzumtzos. That's why it says over there, it has to be at least 3 by 3 exact. And I didn't know why he said, why is it we're talking about a case of dafka 3 by 3 exposed? Why can't it be 5 by 5 exposed, right? When the commentary, it's Rav Adabar Abba, Rabbi Huda. By the fact now he taught it like Rabbi Huda, that now it's considered to be a shivrei keli. Now, since it's smaller now than Gimel by Gimel, because if it was 5 by 5, and when all of a sudden you begin to destroy it, it's only 4 by 4, that's still considered a beged. But what if it was exactly 3 by 3, and then a little bit gets burned, it's no longer 3 by 3, and therefore it's no longer a keli. That's why, it's according to Rabbi Yehuda. So he says, wait, by the fact that Rav Adabar says it goes like Rabbi Yehuda, Shema Minok Rabbi Yehuda's true. It must be the whole like Rabbi Yehuda. But is that true? Does Rav Adabar hold like Rabbi Yehuda? Umiyama Rav Adabar Hachi. Does he really say this? V'amar Rav Adabar Nachri. Shechaka Kav Vikas Yisrael Masika B'Yantav. So you say over there that a Nachri who went ahead and he dug out a certain area Kav in a log that belonged to a Jew. So you're allowed to go ahead and use it on Yantav. So the Gemara says, why is that the case? Noilad, it should be noilad. If he dug out, if he carved out, right, on an area, if he carved out something on Yantav itself, right, then it's considered to be noilad because it was now created on this day. So it should be muksa. According to you, shivrei keli is muksa. Why there is mutter? So the Gemara says over there, Rabbi Kiva Kamar Lei. Really, he holds like that. He holds that it's not muksa. So why in our case he's saying it's muksa? He says in order to explain the machlokes in Rabbi Eliezer, Eliezer and Rabbi Akiva. Kamar Lei. The Leila sphere, then he doesn't like that. And Rav Amar, one more table, just get to 2 dots, Kamar lines. Rav Amar, Haina Tamid Rabbi Eliezer, Lefi She'ein, Malikim, Psila She'ena Mechurechas, V'loi B'samtuntin She'ena Mechurechas. In other words, we don't go ahead and light something that won't burn well. In other words, if it's over here, it's not singed, right? If they're not right burnt a little bit, therefore they're not going to light well on Shabbos. So therefore, you can't go ahead and light this cloth because it won't go ahead and last. So if that's the case, so if that's the case, what does it make a difference, right? So we're not concerned about it being 3 by 3 or a little bit less than 3 by 3. So what's the right? Because the whole issue is even if it's a larger rag. But if it's not singed before, then it won't burn properly, and therefore it's no good. So if that's the case, why do you need to tell me this? The fact that we're talking about it's exactly 3 by 3. So it says Le'inin Tuma just regarding the first part of regarding Tuma, right? The Tanan we have a mission says Gimel Shamra Chutz Min Melot Rabbi Shimon Kon Rabbi Shimon. That which you say 3 by 3, it has to be 3 by 3 besides the hem. In other words, it has to be enough area to sew it, and therefore the cloth is that, as opposed to so the Chachamim say no, that even though after the hem, it's going to be a little less than 3 by 3. But as long as the original cloth was 3 by 3, then even once you hem it, then it's still considered to be matame. It's still considered to be tame. So therefore, it's the basically 3 by 3, even though minus the hem. And so it goes according to our mission goes according to the Chachamim and not Rabbi Shimon. And we will stop here. Fine. So guys, we were just some of you came on a little.